welcome to the Emerson Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Marietta, Georgia, and our online streaming Sunday service. And thank you, everyone, for the beautiful music this morning. My name is Michael Myers, and I'm a member of the choir once we get the whole choir up and going. I'm also a member of the worship team, which is why I'm standing here before you today. I'd like to send out a special welcome to those of you who are new to the congregation and have not been watching us or have not seen us for a while. We hope you come away nourished and good of mind by our service today. If you'd like to see our service today, our order of service today, it can be found at our website at emersonuu.org. I repeat, our order of service is at the website emersonuu.org. I'd like to begin this morning with a reading, which is going to be, the title is Nothing Else Matters, and it's by Metallica. Close, no matter how far, couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. I never owed myself this way. Life is ours. We live it our way. All these words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Trust I seek, and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view, and nothing else matters. At Emerson, we try to follow 7 principles. And after that, nothing else matters. Our speakers today are from the LGBTQ plus group. I will let them introduce themselves and define who they are. How else is one to have an open mind for a different view? Our chalice lighting words this morning are a quote by Steve Stock. We light this chalice to celebrate the inherent worth and dignity of every person, to reaffirm the historic pledge of liberal religion to seek that justice which transcends mere legality and moves towards the resolution of true equality, and to share that love which is ultimately beyond even our cherished reason, that love which unites us. And now I'd like to begin our service with the words of our repeating congregation affirmation. We need not think alike to love alike. In the spirit of beloved community, welcome to Emerson.
Good morning. My name is James Poteet, and I'm the chairperson of the LGBTQ plus Welcoming and Justice Committee here at Emerson, which is a new committee we only formed about 5 or 6 months ago. We've been very busy, and we're excited to present today's service honoring National Coming Out Day. I begin with these opening words. Each of us has known fear, and each of us has sought safety in isolation. No matter who you are, it takes great courage to stop hiding and make yourself vulnerable. We begin today's service with a quote by Harvey Milk. Every LGBTQ plus person must come out. As difficult as it is, you must tell your immediate family. You must tell your relatives. You must tell your friends, if indeed they are your friends. You must tell the people you work with. You must tell the people in the stores you shop in. Once they realize that we are indeed their children, that we are indeed everywhere, every myth, every lie, every innuendo will be destroyed once and for all. And once you do, you will feel so much better. This morning, we celebrate National Coming Out Day, and we begin by lighting a candle at our ritual table. And now please join us as you are able in singing hymn number 170, "We Are a Gentle, Angry People."
We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives.
Each month, we raise money for an organization that aligns with our UU values. This month, that group is right here in-house. In addition to being the chairperson for our LGBTQ+ Welcoming and Justice Committee, I'm also the new lead advisor for the Cobb Gay Straight Alliance Youth Group. Emerson's Gay Straight Alliance provides a safe space for queer high schoolers and their allies. It's a space where youth can socialize, be encouraged, and pursue social justice. According to Newport Academy, whose focus is teen rehabilitation, queer youth are 3 to 6 times more likely to attempt suicide than their straight peers. They are also more likely to suffer violence at school and online. This year, the pandemic has created new challenges, and there are serious implications for the mental and physical well-being of queer youth spending more time at home. Though many local schools have a gay-straight alliance or similar club, these groups are currently sidelined. Cobb GSA fills a desperate need, and this year we have the opportunity to reach more youth than ever before while meetings are held online. Our current expenses include volunteer training and criminal background checks for adult volunteers. We are also planning in-person events for 2021 where we will have food, games, and other activities. You can give by texting the letters GTB for Give the Basket to 678-553-9485. You will also see this information on your screen near the end of the service when we discuss stewardship. All of the GSA's annual budget comes from contributions to Give the Basket, so please give generously and thank you. Herthel and Jazz Jennings. For as long as I can remember, my favorite color has been pink. My second favorite color is silver, and my third favorite color is green. Here are some of my other favorite things: dancing, singing, backflips, drawing, soccer, swimming, makeup, and pretending I'm a pop star. Most of all, I love mermaids. Sometimes I even wear a mermaid tail in the pool. My best friends are Samantha and Casey. We always have fun together. We like high heels and princess gowns, or cartwheels and trampolines. But I'm not exactly like Samantha and Casey. I have a girl brain, but a boy body. This is called transgender. I was born this way. When I was very little and my mom would say, "You're such a good boy," I would say, "No, Mama, good girl." At first, my family was confused. They always thought of me as a boy. As I got a little older, I hardly ever played with trucks or tools or superheroes, only princesses and mermaid costumes. My brothers told me this was girl stuff. I kept right on playing. My sister says I was always talking to her about my girl thoughts and my girl dreams, and how one day I would be a beautiful lady. She would giggle and say, "You're a funny kid." Sometimes my parents let me wear my sister's dresses around the house, but whenever we went out, I had to put on my boy clothes again. This made me mad. Still, I never gave up trying to convince them. Pretending I was a boy felt like telling a lie. Then one amazing day, everything changed. Mom and Dad took me to meet a new doctor who asked me lots and lots of questions. Afterward, the doctor spoke to my parents, and I heard the word transgender for the very first time. That night at bedtime, my parents both hugged me and said, "We understand now. Be who you are. We love you no matter what." This made me smile and smile and smile. Mom and Dad told me I could start wearing girl clothes to school and growing my hair long. They would even let me change my name to Jazz. Being Jazz felt much more like being me. Mom said that being Jazz would make me different from the other kids at school, but that being different is okay. What's important, she said, is that I'm happy with who I am. Being Jazz caused some other people to be confused too, like the teachers at school. At the beginning of the year, they wanted me to use the boys' bathroom and play on the boys' team in gym class, but that didn't feel normal to me at all. I was so happy when the teachers changed their minds. I can't imagine not playing on the same team as Casey and Samantha. Even today, there are kids who tease me or call me a boy name or ignore me altogether. This makes me feel crummy. Then I remember that the kids who get to know me usually want to be my friend. They say I'm one of the nicest girls at school. I don't mind being different. Different is special. I think what matters most is what a person is like inside. And inside, I am happy. I am having fun. I am proud. I am Jazz.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship. Thus do we covenant with each other. Thus do we promise to each other.
Good morning. My name is Beth Klein, and I serve Emerson as your Director of Religious Education, and I'm also a member of the Pastoral Care Team. We're available for a listening ear to support you during challenging times. Contact us anytime through pastoralcare@emersonuu.org, and the email address is also in your order of service today. We encourage you to email us your joy or sorrow to be included in the upcoming Sunday services. At this time in our service, we pause to share the personal joys and sorrows of our Emerson community. After I share today's joys and sorrows, Michael Myers will light a candle for each one. Each Sunday, we also light our Vigil candle. It represents the light of hope for peaceful resolution of conflicts on our planet. And it honors the dedicated people who serve us, especially on the front line fighting COVID-19 and in efforts to stop racial injustice. Today, I share these joys and sorrows with you. First, a sorrow from my own family, that my dear mother-in-law and our kids' dear grandmother, Jan Klein, died peacefully of COVID-19 related complications this past week in our hometown in Nebraska. She was a retired professional lay minister in the United Church of Christ, and just a wonderful person whom we love and will miss greatly. Please send healing thoughts to Bellamy Bodiford, who is resting well after a complication-free surgery earlier this week. Get well soon, Bellamy. Fran Obrero sends this message that his wife, Cynthia, had surgery last Monday and is recuperating at home for several weeks. Please send her positive thoughts for a speedy recovery. Cynthia welcomes texts and cards. We know that there are joys and sorrows left unspoken today, so please feel free to speak out loud the name of anyone you're holding closely in your heart this morning. Now, let us send our heartfelt intentions to people everywhere by offering the Buddhist prayer of loving kindness. The words are printed in your order of service and also on your screen. Join me. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May they be free from harm or suffering. May they be well in body, heart, and mind. May they be at peace. Blessed be.
And now we enter our time of meditation. Today's meditation is especially important to me. It's actually something that I wrote in 2006 when I was myself in the coming out process. And what I like to do is read each line and pause to give all of us time to consider those words before we hear the next line. It's entitled, Today. Today, I will give the best of me there is to give. I will be brilliant and hardworking. Today, I will make the best use of my resources. Today, I will take care of myself. Today, I will be careful with my words and will be honest with those around me. Today, I will love as much as it is in me to love. I will make today count. Today is a significant day in my life.
You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love. Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way that words do when they settle neath your skin. Kept on the inside and no sunlight, sometimes a shadow wins. But I wonder what would happen if you say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave with what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. Just want to see you. I just want to see you. I want to see the mighty. Don't run, just stop holding your tongue. Maybe there's a way out of this cage where you live. Maybe one of these days you can let the light in. Show me how big your brave is. Say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave with what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. And since your history of silence won't do you any good, did you think it would? Let your words be anything but empty. Why don't you tell them the truth? Say what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave with what you want to say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. I want to see you be brave. Oh, yeah. I just want to see you. I just want to see you. I want to see you.
Today, we observe National Coming Out Day. This is the second of 6 LGBTQ+ days of observance that we will honor over the next year here at Emerson. The Human Rights Campaign is one of the most high-profile organizations fighting for LGBTQ+ rights in the US. The following is from their website. 32 years ago, on the anniversary of the National March on Washington for Lesbian and Gay Rights, we first observed National Coming Out Day. It is a reminder that one of our most basic tools is the power of coming out. When people know someone who is LGBTQ, they are far more likely to support equality under the law. Beyond that, our stories can be powerful to each other. Every person who speaks up changes more hearts and minds and creates new advocates for equality. My coming out stories are messy, and yes, I have more than one. I became aware of my attraction to boys when I was in middle school. It was, of course, impossible for me to accept this because of what I had been taught as a child. Fundamentalist religion of any kind is an unconscionable burden on a young soul, and I grew up in Pentecostal churches. I was involved in music ministry from an early age and served for about 10 years. Though I was devoted to the work and the people, I was rejected by that community when I came out. I tried hard to reconcile the narrow faith of my childhood with my sexuality. Ultimately, I couldn't make it work. And as difficult as that process was, I am immensely grateful for it now. It caused me to take a critical look at my beliefs and come to my own conclusions instead of accepting blindly what others had told me. By the time I was in high school, it was pretty obvious that my desires were not going to change. I dated girls off and on until the age of 22. I tried hard to make myself fall in love with a female, and at one time I thought I had succeeded. In June of 2004, I was visiting my girlfriend for her birthday, and I had a plan. I was going to kiss her for the very first time. We had already known each other for more than a decade. I wrote inside her birthday card, "I know you've been waiting a long time for this. Look up." I was such a nervous wreck that I threw the card in the kitchen trash can before she had a chance to see it, and she never did get that kiss. Coming out as gay was painful and did not happen all at once. My family was scattered, and so I told folks one by one. I sobbed through a phone call with my sister and apologized for what I was putting her through. I came out to my dad standing in a KSU parking lot. At first, he refused to believe me, though he eventually came around. My mother was never judgmental about the situation. Her only concerns were my safety and happiness. My paternal grandfather wrote me a long letter after I came out to him and my grandmother. In it, he used many of the typical arguments that you hear from Christians. It took years, but ultimately he became more supportive. He held fast to his beliefs, but he also continued to love me, and I him, until his passing last year. A perfect storm of hardship befell me at the same time I was coming out. I was failing college classes. My finances were deteriorating. My family life was not improving. I had been expelled from 2 churches. I was engaged in reckless sexual behavior. One landlord verbally assaulted me and kicked me out after discovering I was gay. In late 2005, I had a breakdown, and years of anguish came pouring out. I didn't know it at the time, but my mental health was quite poor. In early 2006, I had suicidal thoughts for the first, and thankfully the only time. I was intimidated into seeing a conversion therapist after being outed at a church in Kennesaw. The doctor explained that I was attracted to men because I had become too close to my mother. Looking back, it seems ridiculous, but I learned not to accept manipulation or fear as facts of life. Late one night, my best friend and I drove up to Woodstock to return a book that belonged to the therapist. I left it outside of his office and never went back. An aside, a short time ago, that same friend came out to me as bisexual, and I couldn't be more proud of him or happy for him. He is in a wonderful relationship with someone who recently came out as pansexual. In 2013, I came out again, this time as polyamorous. For 4 years, I was in a triad with my first husband and another man, and I grew immensely during that time. Unfortunately, my husband became more and more distant from me. In 2017, I divorced him and separated from both of my partners, who are still together. Some 14 years after coming out as agnostic, I found Emerson, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. The first time I arrived, the rainbow flag out front made me smile, and everyone inside was so warm and welcoming. I even stayed for the Thanksgiving meal upstairs after attending just one worship service. As you might imagine, I have been eager to tell people about my involvement with Emerson, to come out as you, if you will. When I told my grandmother about it, she said, "I can understand why you might find it appealing, but those people are not real Christians." In one sense, she is right. Not everyone here identifies as Christian. In another sense, she was wrong, because I have rarely met a group of people more Christ-like. Ours is a welcoming community, and the promise of the first principle of Unitarian Universalism is alive and well here.
Hi, my name is Alex Peach, and my pronouns are he, his, and him. I'll tell you why that matters. That helps me feel more comfortable in my own skin, in my own being of who I am. It's a great conversation starter, and just to say, you know, if you as a trans person are introducing yourself to someone, you can just introduce it like I just did. Hi, my name is Alex. Pronouns he, him, and his. Now, if you come up to a person and you're not sure what gender or whatever, and now today's it's even harder because it's like you can't judge a book by its cover type thing. You can say what your name is and what your pronouns are. Pronouns are a big thing. But there's more to it than that. There's a sense of not belonging, not fitting in, not fitting in. Like you're in the wrong puzzle, like you're the wrong piece. It started about, I'll start you on my journey at 15 years old. I'm 15 years old, and I'm just starting to fill in my boxes of forms at any place that you were required forms. What did the forms have on them? Mr., Mrs., and maybe if you're lucky, Miss. Well, you see, even at that age, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what box to check. I didn't check a box. The boxes, I wasn't that. I weren't those boxes. So I'd put an X somewhere in between. Little move to one side if I was feeling more feminine. Or moving towards the Mr. a little bit if I felt more masculine that day. There again, that's hard. It's hard stuff. It's emotional. It makes me angry. It makes me sad. We go into restaurants and it's like, "Hi, ladies, can I take your order?" The server says. And I'm like, depending on the day, I go, "No, there's one lady, her name is Karen, and I'm Alex." That's how I introduce it. Not always that way, but sometimes I just say, "There's one he, my pronoun is he, him, his." It's not just about the pronouns. It's about the challenges you face every single day. Going into bathrooms is another big deal. No matter which bathroom I go in, inevitably I get the, "I'm sorry, you're in the wrong bathroom." Next I'll have to have buttons, like a lot of buttons. And the buttons is a form of communication, but I just try to laugh and lighten things up. In high school, I was out, if you want to say out. And then through college, you know, I just continued my life and didn't really talk about my relationships and didn't reveal my relationships or anything about them. So I couldn't be put into that box of, oh, you're with whatever, oh, and you're a lesbian, you're a this, you're a girl, you're a boy. But it's even when I get up in the morning and what I'm going to put on. because what's that? How are people going to see that? How do they know? The pronoun buttons that you have, that you see around he, his, she, her, that helps, but it doesn't talk about the emotional part. It's a struggle. There's a level of acceptance of myself. There's a level of tolerance within the world. There's the emotional part of it. There's so many pieces, so many pieces. But I want to say, you know what? I'm Alex, and this is me. Namaste. Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be I'm not meant to play this part? Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, it would break my family's heart. Who is this girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show my authentic side? When will my reflection show who I am inside?
Hello, my name is Alexandria Ipses, and I will be giving some insight into my life as a gender nonconforming person. I grew up down the road from Emerson UU Church at a house with my 3 younger siblings and my mother and father, but I had a different name then. My legal name is Harrison Alexander Lyerly, and I was raised as a male. It was 3 years ago, however, that everything changed in my life, starting with my gender identity. I began to explore my spirituality, sexuality, and ego identity heavy at 23, all while going through a bout of psychosis from what I learned to be schizophrenia. Being a man, quote unquote, has always felt awkward and clunky to me. I always loved being around women, the softer and subtle experiences in life, and I grew up to dance ballet, tap, and jazz for 5 years and went on to play music in high school. I taught myself drum set while playing in church on Sunday mornings and played guitar, bass, keyboard, anything I could get my hands on whenever I was with my friends. Music made a forever-changing impact on my ego as it developed, and I slowly questioned my Protestant upbringing in the church. When I left high school, I pursued my love of music and began to play in up to 5 bands at the same time in Atlanta while living in Marietta. These were some of the best days of my life. But my newly acquired wisdom playing music in different venues and even states left me with a desire for change. In 2017, I began to fall prey to my schizophrenic delusions and episodes of self-hatred. I stopped seeing friends, I ended a 5-year relationship with my girlfriend, and I moved to Covington, Georgia to get a fresh start from my North Atlanta stomping ground. It is here that I began my life as a gender non-binary human. While removing my boundaries for what was acceptable to wear, behave, express, I was finding connection to a greater understanding of life. For years, I continued to explore, and in January of 2020, I came out as a transgender woman. In my past 3 years of living outside the binary, I have grown and cultivated what feels like a massive library of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about myself. To some of you, that might not be your greatest priority, getting to know yourself. For me, though, it has become the utmost euphoria. I have fallen into the depths of schizophrenia, depression, hopelessness, and met and named all my demons, but it was for the absolute best. I wish to plead with all of my fellow American citizens to please let trans, non-binary, intersex, ace, and queer people to live in peace. We are made to be a villain for accepting that we are changing, and it must end. The past few decades of psychological research and mapping of the human psyche have shown us that your gender expression does not always appear the same as your physiology. The same for your sexuality. Truth is, people actually go something like this. Your physical body grows based on your genetics, chromosomes, and other biological factors at play in your development. Your psyche, however, while heavily influenced by your body, does not always match up. This is where gender expression is different than physiology, or sex as it's referred to. You can have the body of a woman and feel like a man. You can have the body of a man and feel like a woman, and unlimited possibilities in between. Gender nonconforming people, LGBTQ+, as it's also known, are at a serious risk in America, and we need your help. I believe it is not a political matter that trans, non-binary, and queer people need equal rights, but it is a human right regardless of your physiology or gender identity. For me, it's up for my doctor and I to figure out how my transition and my health will be, and no one else's. I also plan on taking legal action to change my legal name and better represent my own understanding of myself. In earnest, we must all seek to love ourselves and one another so that we may all bloom into our uniquely beautiful selves. Thank you for listening, and have a blessed and magical day.
And now, please join us as we sing hymn number 1014, Answering the Call of Love.
The promise of the Spirit, faith, hope, and love abide, and so every soul is blessed and made whole. The truth in our hearts is our guide. We are answering the call of love. Hearts joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering the call of love. Sometimes we build a barrier to keep love tightly bound, corrupted by fear, unwilling to hear, denying the beauty we found. We are answering the call of love. Hands joined together as hearts beat as one, emboldened by faith, we dare to proclaim we are answering answering the call of love.
As our worship service comes to an end, we hope that you will be leaving feeling nurtured in heart and mind by our time together. We invite you to conclude our time of worship with one final act. As you are able, please affirm your support for the continued work of this congregation and the ongoing ministries we share through a monetary offering. When we give, we say yes to something we value. We sincerely hope that you found great value here today and will return to worship with us and to join as a community working for a positive change in our world.
Before we have our closing words, I would like to go off script for just a moment and express my greatest gratitude to everyone involved in today's service. Realizing this service is something that I never saw coming, given my history, and I'm so very grateful for everyone in this room, and also for both Alex and Alexandria for contributing their stories to the sermon. Thank you all very much. As our service comes to a close, I want to remind you of two things. If you have not done so, please take some time to respond to our survey, Emerson and the LGBTQ+ community. The survey will close on Friday, October 23rd. Also, watch for a special Evite about transgender inclusion in congregations, which is a 6-week course that begins on Tuesday, October 20th. We hope that today's service has encouraged and enlightened you, and that it brings all of us closer together as a community. We thank you for listening to our stories, and we thank you for your commitment to the principles of Unitarian Universalism. May we continue to love and support each other in this beloved community.
As we extinguish the chalice, I ask that you join with me in the final response written in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again. The sermon has ended. May the service begin. And as Bruce plays the final music, have a good day.